to the most. Okay, this is going to be a video about the history of my team and the league, I guess. You don't have to watch it, but you can mute or pause it, but I'm still going to make you watch it. And we're going to start with the ABL. It was started at the end of 1925, and I'm not sure what order these leagues come in, but I do know that the ABL came before the NBL. Now, the ABL was the first official basket league, or so they say, and NBL was just like an even shittier version of the ABL with just less slam, I guess. Then there's the BAA, which is just the foundation of the current league, which is still around. There's the the NBL, which ended up merged, so it's still around. There's still a whole bunch of different people who tried to open a similar league, but haven't done very well. And of course, there's the ABA. There were a couple of breakoffs, like the most that were popular were just the ABA and the NBA. There were people who thought they can do better, but they couldn't. Then the three-point line was introduced, and the commissioner of the ABA was a smart merchant. So he said you can shoot from the three-point line and make 3 points. Now, right before the ABA and the NBA merger, the ABA commissioner went power crazy. So a lot of teams left or folded before the league merged. I'm sorry. The NBA and the ABA, they both merged by the summer of 1976, and the Spurs started competing in the league, and they were known as a small market team. Now the Western Conference is a competitive. It's competitive all the time, so it's not easy moving up in the bracket. So every once in a while, a new champ is crowned, and the Spurs got the division champion, and then it got the conference final, but they were beaten, and their chances just got purged. So yeah, and then so now the Spurs they ended up going to the Western Conference final. I'm not sure if it was May 23rd, but I'm not sure if that's the actual date. I just say that. And then the June 25th was when they actually won the World Championship. It was the first ABA team to do so. And I made a little Larry O'Brien trophy right there. So for the next 3 years, it was just them and the Lakers, and they kept just falling short. They had a couple of leaders for a couple. It's just David Robinson. They had Mario Elie. They had Avery Johnson. I'm sorry. They had Sean Elliott, and it's just like the Spurs were unsure if they had another title run in them. So they would tank and retool the team a couple of times. Elliott tried to take over the leadership but fell short, and it was just kind of fortunate that they still won with Robinson later. Avery Johnson is still short, and David Robinson was the guy from the beginning. And during the time that they were winning, it was just so new and problematic until they drafted Tim Duncan. It's other than Elliott's leadership, they were still like Popovich, who was here we go. So he was a general manager, and so what happened is that he fired the coach, and he became the coach. So he stuck around for a long time. Other guys were Steve Jackson, Malik Rose, Steve Kerr, Bruce Bowen, and Speedy Claxton. it says Chaps right there, because they were known as the Dallas Chaparrals back then. Then they changed to the Texas Chaparrals. Then they settled on the Spurs. So, they eventually did that later. So they didn't win a championship again until 2003. Then Robinson retired, and then the team tried to treat the repeat and pretended not to notice the problems, like the absence of Robinson at the post. Then they broke their chances, only to be contenders later again. Then there's new role players, like the old ones are gone, and there was Robert Ory, Benu Audrey, and Barry. Robert Ory, you might have heard me mention him whenever the whole conversation about most rings comes up. I would always put him into that, but you guys probably don't know who he is. Audrey, he was a guy who came from Europe. He was a good ball handler, and he was big overseas. He was a big prospect. And he recently played for the Knicks and currently the Grizzlies. Brent Barry. Yeah, whatever, Brent Barry. Now, these two are switched up, or I don't know. But I'm not sure when Nazir Muhammad was signed. And he's been a champ with SAS before. Manu Ginobili, Nick Van Exel. SAS dropped Van Exel, and he resigned, and he never came back. The fourth time they won in 2007, this was when I messed up, because Parker and Ginobili already were champs before this, I guess. Because they were in the 2005 run, they were crucial to the team, and also Derek Fisher, which many Spurs suggest that the Spurs would advance to the finals and beat Detroit. The Pistons were also hardened by the Lakers, and they won a couple of championships. So then there's Matt Bonner, Damon Stoudemire, Ime Udoka, Michael Finley, King Langford, and Bobby Jones. Thomas was at the end of his career and he never came back. Alberto still regards himself as a Spur, and he's not really a player anymore. They won again in a rematch in 2014. So I guess here's Kawhi Leonard, Patty Mills, and Boris Diaw. Now we're in the off season, which is today, and there's whatever that's going on in the future. So here are the notable champs. I mean, if the 90s Bulls, if you're into slam at all, you would know that they're legendary. The Showtime Lakers, which are very good. The Mavs got into the finals in 2011, and they got the rematch, and they got it. Then there's the Heat, who became a super team back in 2012. I don't like them. Then there's the Supersonics, who were a team that fell on hard times and hoarded themselves out to whichever city would shelter them. Then, there's the Pistons, who came in every now and again and made a run. Now, I'm going to play this video 3 times, or maybe no, I'm not going to. But I'm joking. But I'm pretty sure you guys will watch it because you weebos would just deal with it. Now I'm going to play basketball themes over a whole bunch of basket pictures. So enjoy. Oh shit! I wish I had my snipe back on. Na 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 na.
Dun 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 dun. Dum 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 damn da da dum dum da dum da da dum 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 da na 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 da na 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 da da dum 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 da na da 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 dum 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 dum. Dum 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 da na 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 da 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 damn.